So the big day has finally arrived. We're here at Fleetwood on Saturday the 24th of July 2010 for the British Crown Green Bowls Association All England Men's Championship. This year is a particularly special event. It's the centenary, the first event being played here at Fleetwood Bowling Club back in 1910. 64 players will be here today from each of the 16 county associations affiliated to the British Crown Green. All these players have come through qualifying rounds in their various counties to reach this particular stage of the event. The crowd is expected today to be well over 1,500 people. All of them there hoping to see some only fine bowling, but give support to their local match. One of the first ports of call there is the bookies enclosure. Everybody's seeing what price they can get for the guy they fancy to carry off this prestigious title at the end of the day. I'm delighted now to be joined by Dr. Henry Butler, the President of the British Crown Green Bowls Association. Welcome, Henry.
Thank you very much, Mel.
And congratulations first on your role as President. You're looking very splendid in your blazer and chain.
Yeah, well, it's halfway through now, and this is the major event today, and I've been made very welcome in all the counties I've been to. Been to Shropshire about 7 times and another 3 times more. And I've tried to get everywhere. I've been to Wales, I've been to Cumbria, went down as far as Coventry, which is where you're from, I gather.
Yeah,
and,
from the Midlands, yeah.
That's about as far south as Crown Green Bowling goes.
Yeah. It's today. Obviously, it's a very special day, isn't it, for the All England Championships?
Well, about 3 years ago, I think it was, we got a letter from Fleetwood at North Lancashire Farm. Usual noise at the All England, and it's a pleasure to be. It's about the 4th time I've been to an All England, and it's good because it's playing in a good sporting spirit and there's bags of noise. But we got a letter from Fleetwood, as I say, about 3 years ago at North Lancashire Farm, saying as it was, they had the first one 100 years ago, they'd like to have this one today. And then we had to go to various counties, Cheshire, Warwick and Worcester and Shropshire, and said, do you mind if we jump the queue a bit, and I'm President this year rather than in 2014.
Yeah.
And that's very good of him. And I think Fleetwood Bowling Club and the North Lancashire Fylde Committee have worked very hard over the last few weeks to try and get it in. And it looks very good today, Mel. I gather you've looked around, and it looks good to me.
This is the 3rd time I've been up here in the last month or so, and every time I've come there's been people out working hard and painting everywhere up and everything, and it's a credit to the club and to the North Lancs Association, really. It's a great venue. Already, the play's just begun. There's a real good atmosphere, and I gather they're expecting well over 1,000 today, aren't you?
Well, Jimmy Parker was optimistic at the meeting on Thursday, and he said 1,500. But I think if we top the 1,000 mark, I'll be happy. And it's a fairly convenient place to get to, and I think there's a lot of people come as usual, and there's a lot of noise, so I'm hoping it's going to be over 1,000.
And we could do with the weather staying as it is today for the rest of the day.
As I said in my programme, Evelyn Hastings said to me that if there's a gale blowing, then we're going to have to cancel it altogether, and it's better than I thought it was going to be. I think showers are forecast later on, but I think we're going to get away with it, and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Now, I know as President you're impartial, but have you anybody you fancy could do well today?
I think it's becoming a young man's sport. I do a lot of taking the youngsters from schools and stuff like that, and I know Callum won it last year and he's favourite today, Callum Ray. Elliot McGuinness is another young lad who's coming up. But if I was putting money on today, and I used to be a big gambling man, it would be on Ashley Wolf, the number 3 from North Lancashire and Fylde. Okay. Now Ashley's a Leyland League bowler. He's been bowling in the Leyland League since he was about 10, and I'm secretary of that league, and that's how I got into this job through the Leyland League. And if I was putting money on anybody, it'd be Ashley Wolf.
And I'm sure being held in your county, you'd like a North Lancashire Fylde man to be presenting the cup to in a few hours' time.
Well, the other one I was very impressed with was Peter Farmer at the Shropshire Merit. He lost in the final, but he's been runner-up in this event before when it was in Cumbria, and I think he's one to watch as well. And then young Scott Fisher, I tend to go to the Wigan Subscription Club and watch there, and him and his brother were there. He didn't qualify and his brother did. But then I went to the Yorkshire Merit on May Bank Holiday Monday, and Scott won that. And that's another young bowler who I think might do well. So I'm predicting a young winner today, basically.
All right, well, thank you for your time. I know it's a very busy day for you, Henry, and we hope that the weather remains the same and everybody has a good day. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Mel, and it's very good that something like this is happening, and the more people know about bowling, the more people play it. I mean, the Fleetwood Festival this week has been great. Lots of bowlers enjoying themselves and not having to worry about the dress code, but all enjoying themselves. I've just been talking to the Mayor of Fleetwood about the greens at the front, which there's a chance of them getting rid of and building a new development. And I pressed on him, and he said to me, yeah, all the business that comes to Fleetwood because of the bowling, we're very appreciative of, and hopefully those greens at the front will stay there.
The quarterfinals have now been completed, and the results are as follows. Richard Howson from South Yorkshire defeated Alan Davidson from Shropshire 21-9. Current Derbyshire champion and twice former winner of the All England Men's Championships Andrew Spragg had a nail-biting finish, just defeating Warwick and Worcester's Ian Pick 21-19.
We're joining now the last quarter-final where Andrew Spragg, the favourite for the title, 2 times winner, he's playing Ian Pick, rank outsider, who bowled tremendously well from Warwick and Worcester. The score is 19-20 at the moment to Spragg. Joining me here is Chris MacDonald. What do you think of the hell of a game this, Chris?
Hell of a game, yeah. Can't get away, Spragg.
Pick has led a really good bowl there, 19-20.
Yeah, right at the side of the jack. The conditions the way they are, it's not easy to put them on the road.
The rain's really coming down.
Coming up in. Well, tremendous effort there from Andrew Spragg.
We don't know who's in.
Pick's still in. Got a bowl here to go for game.
Yeah, well, will he come up, Chris?
Well, I don't think he can afford to be short. He's just got to be up.
Just asking the ref who's in.
Just said that Spragg might be in there. Well, he's got it away. It looks
He's watching
a little bit short. Luke's a little bit short. Luke's going. Well, might have just give up that.
Andrew Spragg's asking who's in.
Fantastic road if he'd have been a yard further.
It's a tremendous last end. It's been a hell of a game, isn't it?
Yeah,
the 2 times winner, Andrew Spragg, survives by the skin of his teeth to reach the semi-final, and he's still on with a chance of winning it for a 3rd time.
Noel Burrows, former winner of the event in 1976, defeated Lancashire Merit winner Mark Britton 21-11, and Anthony Bracken, Warwick and Worcester captain, defeated North Midlands Merit winner Darren Prenderleith 21-9. It's now over to Mel, who's in the commentary box with Chris MacDonald for coverage of the semi-finals.
So now the British Crown Green All England here at Fleetwood, sponsored by Padda, is down to the semi-finals. Joining me here in the commentary box today, I've got Chris MacDonald. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much, Mel.
Just looking through the last 4 now, there's Richard Howson from South Yorkshire, 43-year-old inspection manager. First time in the All England, done very well.
Yeah, he's done really well. I think when you've watched him all day, I think he's probably stood out amongst all of them. That on both greens he's adapted really well and played marvellous all the way through up to now. Yeah, but we get to the semi-final and it's how he holds himself.
And he's got to play Andrew Spragg, who we've just seen in one of the best games of the day, beat Warwickshire's Ian Pick 21-19. Spragg has obviously been there, done it, twice winner.
Yeah, fantastic. To keep getting through, he's had some hard draws today, but he's done marvellous to really dug in there to get through that game. Not played his best, but you know, it's another game now, and you know, you don't know what will happen.
No, because Andrew he's been there and done it, hasn't he, Chris? You know, it's he knows what to expect.
He's probably the class act in the field now. You know, out of the last four, he's the one that stands out above everybody else. He's won, you know, he's won this twice. He's won numerous competitions. I mean, the pedigree that he's got stands out above everybody else, apart from probably Noel in the other half. But it's all on the day, and you know, the greens that people have not played on before, and you know, we'll have to see what happens.
You just mentioned Noel Burrows. He's through to the other semi-final, and what a tremendous competitor.
Yeah, Noel. I mean, you just can't write him off, can you? I mean, you know, absolutely fantastic, Mr. Bowles. You know, it doesn't matter where he plays. He'll always give you 100%. You know, they all say, is he too old to last the day? But you know, I mean, he's absolutely fantastic.
Because you know, 66 now, and his delivery just has never changed over the years. Smooth and
no, and the, you know, 30 odd years I've known him, I mean, his delivery has just never changed. It doesn't matter whether they're fast, slow. Everything comes out absolutely perfect every time, and you know, he's found a mark down one edge on this green now. He's played marvellous in the last game, and you know, you just can't write him off.
And of course, again, he's a previous winner back in 1976, 34 years ago. It just shows the consistency of the man, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he was telling me, you know, it's 30 years since he last won the Waterloo, so you know, this 30-year mark must be an omen for him, really.
Well, that's right. I mean, I interviewed him recently, and he said there was a 30-year gap between two Waterloo titles, so he said he's due to win it again when he's 92.
Yeah, that's right,
So I don't know, he might need a mobility scooter to get across the corners then, but we'll perhaps get some money on him.
Yeah, correct.
And of course he plays Anthony Bracken from Warwick and Worcester, 41-year-old, tremendous competitor, isn't he, Bracken?
Yeah, Bracken, absolutely fantastic. The enthusiasm he had for the game. You know, I mean, he'll give you 110% every time, Bracken. You know, I mean, he's my bet for the day. You know, and he's done marvellous up to now, but you know, I mean, Burrows has just been that little bit more consistent, but you know, I'm just holding out for him and hope he does really well.
It's only Bracken's second time in the All England, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's always been classed as probably the best, or certainly in the top 2 or 3 in Warwick and Worcester, and has been for the last 15 years or so. Yeah, that's surprising, that, but you know, with other commitments, etc., and you know, such a hard county to get out of, you know, so while he is here, he needs to take the chance.
So looking at the two semi-finals, you got Richard Howson and Andrew Spragg. How do you see that one going?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it goes to form on the day, then really, I mean, Richard Howson's probably favourite, but obviously the bookies will have Mr. Spragg favourite. You know, it's how he holds himself and who's got the most bottle if it gets to a close game at the end.
And Bracken and Noel?
Yeah, well, up to now, Noel has probably played the better of the two over the first 4 games. You know, but Bracken in his last games played the corners really well. I think if he gets going in the corners, you know, he's got a big chance.
What do you think of the setup here?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. They've managed to squeeze the standing and everything, but you know, the parking and everything else, the greens, they've worked really, really hard over the last couple of months to get the greens right, and I think they, you know, really smooth. You know, they've been really good credit to them.
It's a nice touch for the British Crown Green to bring it here to celebrate the centenary of the event. This is where it all started.
Yeah, it's it's just a good place to be. Everything goes on in Blackpool. They call it the home of bowls, and it's just nice venue. Everything that's happened. So there's been plenty of people here. It's been a really good day.
Just a shame the rain's just come down.
Yeah, the rain's just come in at the start of the last 8, and it's just put a little bit of a dampener on it, but I'm sure the last 4 won't worry about that. They'll play through anything now that they're in this position.
Okay, well, we'll be back in one moment for the start of the semi-finals.
Okay, well viewers, I promise you, you're not seeing double. With me I have the famous Melvin brothers. Tell me lads, who's who? Because I can never tell you apart.
Well, I'm Joe, and I'm Mark, and I'm 5 minutes older.
Oh,
you
right.
wouldn't believe it, would you?
I mean, I genuinely cannot tell them apart. I call them both mates, and they probably think I'm really ignorant and don't know the names. But this second year running, you've both been in the All England finals, isn't it?
Yeah. Good achievement.
Yeah, excellent.
very proud of
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it must be great for the family, obviously, to have two brothers in a big tournament as well.
We seem to have followed each other through life, actually, together. We've played football together. We've done football refereeing. We've done a bit of rugby, a bit of basketball, athletics, cross country. We've ended up Crown Green bowling.
Excellent. So tell us how you got here. Who got the furthest in the Potteries Merit?
Lost in the semi-final 21-20 to Nicky Tarswell. Joe lost to Kerry in the other semi-final. At one stage it looked as if we were going to play each other in the final again, because I think I was about 14-4 up on Nick and Joe was about 10-4 up on Kerry. But it swung the wrong way, but that's how it goes, but we still qualified. And the previous year we both played each other in the final.
Wow.
And I won 21-19. So it was a very close game, very competitive.
Yeah.
No quarter given.
What kind of record do you have against one another? Is it pretty much evens or?
We haven't played each other that much, have we? No. It's I can't really think offhand. Years ago we played in one competition, and that ended up close 17. I think it was. What did it?
I don't remember, my memory's failing now.
He tends to forget the bad
I've lost.
Right, remembers the good things. Yeah. Well, it is very unique, obviously, to have twins in the finals. And I wish you both, obviously, the very best of luck for the tournament. And it's great to have a chat with you, and wish you all the very best.
I appreciate you for your time and
Pleasure.
promoting the game.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So here we are, we're back for the first semi-final. Noel Burrows, the Cheshire Merit winner and also previous winner, taking on Warwick and Worcester's Anthony Bracken. Just been given the odds for this game. We've got Burrows 3-1 to win the title, Bracken 5-2. Do you think that was a fair odds, Chris?
Well, I think with this game up to now that maybe the money's taken a little bit towards those odds. Borough's calibre, you'd have thought he'd have been slight favourite in this game, but obviously they see it a little bit different, and we'll see what happens.
Well, they've just won the toss, and it's Noel to lead out. So we'll stick with commentary on this. What do you think the game plan will be of these two?
Well, I think the early part of the game, I think Noel will go for the shorter marks. With the green being a lot heavier now, and Noel's just been playing these 25-30 yard marks. Whereas I think if Bracken gets in, he'll obviously send it a lot further.
Yeah, he played very well on the distance in the last game, didn't he, Brack?
Yeah, Bracken found a length in the corners, played very well. But, you know, 2 good leads there.
Yeah, as you say, Noel set off just 25 yards into the middle of the green.
Yeah, 2 good balls there to start with.
Brack's just asking him if it's 1 or 2, Noel having a look.
Yeah, Bracken's in there. Going for 2 here. He's gone the opposite peg. Just left that a bit short.
First end, so Bracken takes the lead. You think he's going to head for a distance then?
Yeah, I think he's going to go for the far corner now. Yeah, just going about 30 yards towards the corner.
And of course the green will have got a lot heavier now, Chris, won't it?
Yeah, a lot heavier. I mean, at the moment, you know, it's downhill towards the sea, but you know, coming back up is a long way today. Yeah, he's played 1 yard through there for his lead.
Oh, Noel's just
No
watching
looks
it.
as though he's on the road here.
Oh, Brack's already on the way. He's a very quick player, isn't he, Bracken?
Yeah, very quick. Doesn't like hanging about. You know, he's a tremendous rhythm player. Good second ball there.
Of course, the continuous wiping of the bowls just slows the game down a little bit, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it's just getting a grip. You know, if they start going a distance, you've got to be able to hold your bowls properly. Soon slip off
bit
there.
tight.
Yeah, I think definitely 1 for Bracken.
I think he's looking for 2.
Then we'll find out after this end where he is going to go. I think he'll go for the full corner.
Good for measure. Just a shame, and just the rain couldn't have held up just to the end. It was glorious this
Yeah,
morning.
this morning, first thing, it looked as though it'd be a glorious day. I mean, I've been here for the week and the Fleetwood Festival that's been on. Yesterday's final day, I mean, the weather was absolutely scorching all day, and it did look as though it was going to be like that today. But you know, these things change. Yeah, 1 to Bracken now.
Bracken?
2-0.
Just say he's heading for a distance.
Yeah, he's gone a good 40-45 yard here up the hill.
It's just the heaviest part of the green here, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, all uphill. Not gone quite as far as I thought he would, but well, he's left that nearly 2 yards
Yeah,
short.
we're disappointed with that lead.
Yeah.
Noel's on its way.
Noel played ball 2.5 foot short. Well, he's further with us. Give it a chance. Give this a big chance.
Yeah, superb second. Good correction.
Well, it's on its way, Knowles. You know he won't be short.
Can he rest the ball? Oh, got it. Sounds like there's 1 or 2 here back now, Chris.
Yeah. Looks like the lads from Mid Cheshire that have backed our Cheshire man. Yeah, tremendous ball there.
Can we have Richard Olsen, please, and Andy Spraggs?
The second semi-final just about to start, but we'll stick with this one, Chris. The odds in the other match: 4-1 Howson, 11-10 Spragg.
Yeah, well,
Strong favourites.
Strong favourites, Spragg, calibre and everything. you know, I think Howson's played marvellous today, but we'll have to see on that. I think Sprague's due to play a good game, so we'll see on that one.
And so we're back with this game.
Yep. No line one.
Back to his 25-yard, but a bit disappointed with his lead there.
Luke's narrow again here. Bracken looks better with this.
Yeah, played a real good ball. A lot of support from Warwickshire for Bracken today, Chris.
Yeah, tremendous support. They've been on the green, on the edge, you know, shouting every ball. Tremendous. I mean, they are a rowdy lot, but you know, it can only make him play better.
And you just look, I mean, he's completely focused, Bracken, into, you know.
Yeah, he's not letting the crowd know anything, you know, focused on the game, not looking at him. You know, he really is focused today, and you know, when he's like that, you know, he's a tremendous player.
Noel too, he's just Mr. Consistency, isn't he?
Yeah, over the last 40 odd years, I mean, you know, he is just a legend really. You know, he's been the one that's stayed up there right at the top for all those years, and you know, still mixing it with all these younger ones. You know, turned over with his first ball there. You know, it's just
Line one there now.
well, he's left this one short.
They're big bowling owls, aren't they? Big.
Yeah, big runners.
Always played them. I think he played their wooden bowls, didn't they? Noel plays with.
Yeah, wooden bowls, big 213 wooden bowls. Perfect for today on this green now.
And of course, Noel, a regular player on the panel. It's you know, panel conditions there, weren't
Panel conditions, yeah. You know, the green there at the moment's a bit heavy, and you know, you just learn playing on the panel so much about the game and playing the right balls, and you know, no matter what the situation is, that he's going to play the right ball. That's why he does so well all the time.
I think what I think about Noel is he sent the jack out, he's led out a good 60 yards, and his delivery is exactly the same.
Exactly the same every time. Perfect lead there. Doesn't matter. Well, Bracken certainly reached here with a big chance.
Change the tactic here for Noel, look at it.
Yeah, well, he's lost the first two ends that he's played short, so obviously try something different, and it's worked up to now.
He's just steadily going along. I asked him earlier, do you fancy 6 games today? I'd arrived smiling, he said I'll just have to see how it goes. But he don't run many up these days.
No, not many at all. No, Mr. Steady. You know, just saves himself.
Line 2 here, what can Brack reply to this with?
Good effort here. Good effort. Well, unlucky.
Just pegged over.
Just running the back of him there.
Okay, with me now, viewers, is the oldest competitor in today's event as well as the youngest competitor, just to show that Crown Green Bowls is sport for all people of all ages. And with me on my right is 80-year-old Arthur West, representing Cheshire today. Good morning, Arthur.
Good morning.
And we understand that some 47 years ago, back in 1963, you actually lost in the final of this event.
I did indeed, yes.
Yeah.
I did indeed.
And you lost to Frank Golden, was it?
Yes, that's right, to Frank Golden of Lancashire. He was the Lancashire Crown Green champion,
Right, okay.
and he proved too much for me on the day.
Yeah. And that was held in Birmingham, wasn't it?
Birmingham at Mitchell and Buckler's Birmingham, yes. It was a long day, started at 10 o'clock and played through the afternoon into the evening.
Right, okay.
Yeah, even before it finished, it was a 6-round marathon, so
Yeah.
because I was younger then.
And how would you say that event compares now to the event of today, you know, in terms of crowd and organisation?
Well, I think it compares very favourably, really. I mean, there's a huge crowd here today. There was a big crowd at Birmingham in those days, so I think it's just as popular today as regards the crowd. There's a lot of younger players, I think, playing today than possibly perhaps in my day. The standard is very similar. I mean, I can remember some very great players in my day, you know, and of course there are some very good players today. So it's an improving game all the time, but as you say, it's a game for young and old alike.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not an old man's game.
No.
In fact, if you're good and you're young, you've got all the advantages of youth. You can see better, you can stoop better, you can send them better, and you last longer.
But it's remarkable because this gentleman, I understand, plays a round of golf virtually every other day of the week and then has a game of bowls of a night. So how do you do it, Arthur? How do you keep going?
Well, I don't know. I just keep going as long as I can. I mean, I enjoy both games. I mean, golf is more of a disease than the game. And I look forward to it, I play it, and then of course in the evening I can look forward to a bowling match as well, so I enjoy it. And the doctor said it's good for you, so keep walking, so I do.
It obviously keeps you fit and healthy.
Yes, that's right, yes.
Yeah, excellent, yeah. Well, I'll turn now to the other end of the age spectrum, to obviously somebody who I know from Brumbyland very well, Elliot McGuinness, who comes from a very famous bowling family.
I'm not sure about that.
And Elliot, obviously you're 18. I mean, what do you make of an 80-year-old competitor here in Arthur?
It's great, isn't it?
It's marvellous,
it's good
isn't
to
it?
see. Yeah, really
absolutely.
Is.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you get involved in bowls?
Obviously, I've got Dad, Uncle Paddy, Uncle Mick, Auntie Margaret. It's like a big bowling family.
Yeah.
I have. So I've been travelling around the green since God knows, can't even remember.
Yeah.
So that's it.
You were born into it almost, weren't you?
Yeah.
Really? As a lot of bowlers are. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So and obviously, you know, is it your first All England?
First
Elliot?
All England, yeah. First time I qualified for the merit finals this year.
Excellent.
And managed to win me 2 games, get the last 8 and come up here now. So
Super. Yeah,
very good.
Super. And what do you make of the setup? And obviously for somebody who hasn't seen it before, I mean, obviously you must be very impressed.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously I've been to a few.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to finally play
Oh, absolutely.
what you aspire to, isn't it?
Of
really,
course,
in the game?
yeah, that's it, yeah. But I'm sure it's said by many that Elliot's actually probably a far better bowler than his dad, but Marty's probably around here somewhere, so I'm going to be careful what I say. But it's been lovely to talk to you both, and it does go to show, as we said, that bowls is a sport for all ages, and you know, right from 18 up to 18, as long as you're mentally fit, physically fit, you know, the sport is there for everybody to play. So I'd just like to thank you both very much for talking to us, and we wish you all the best for a very enjoyable day.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And all the best of the competition.
Cheers, Arthur, cheers.
Isn't that lovely?
Thank you.
So what do you think of Arthur West qualifying today, Chris?
Well, that was fantastic. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for the Cheshire Merit Finals, but some of the games he played there, I believe, were absolutely fantastic. I mean, to see somebody that age to be qualifying for the All England is tremendous, and it just shows that, you know, you're never too old to play this game and compete with other people. You know, if it's your day, you'll do it. But I think he's had a fantastic day out, and he's really enjoyed it.
And the thing is with this sport, it's one of the few sports where, you know, an 18-year-old and an 80-year-old are on really a level playing field, aren't they?
Correct.
Barring perhaps conditions.
Barring conditions when it gets really wet, but yeah, well, it shows in this up to now. I mean, you know, all the others are so much younger than Noel, but you know, up to now it's all the calibre and he's picked up over the years. Tremendous second ball again there from Noel.
The Cheshire crowd liked that one.
Yeah. Well, Bracken's a bit further with this, but it looks narrow.
Just pegging tight, yeah.
Yeah, another one to Noel.
One more to Burrows. Lead on the legend, they say.
Yeah. They certainly
The
is.
score there. 4-3 to Noel Burrows. First semi-final 2010 All England Championship here at Fleetwood Town Bowling Club, where it all began 100 years ago. Certainly he's sending a lot farther this time, Chris, isn't he? He's going deep.
He's altering it a little bit each time now. Looks like he's played another perfect ball.